Now, for
Yes.
those that don't have Envision or something like that, there's a little app that I got earlier today called Color Grab. And while I like the app, however, it does not verbalize. Instead, it displays it near the top of your screen, but it's real time. So as soon as you move your camera focus to something else, it grabs that new color. So if someone doesn't have Envision and they would like to use that color grab would be a good candidate. And it does have ads of course, as always, most apps do, but you could always remove that ads by paying the $2.49. I think that's what the price is. I will now show you Color Grab. It's my first time of using it, but I'll go through and see what we find.
Color Grab. Color Grab. Logo. Icon. Camera permission.
When you open up the app, here's what we find.
Camera permission. The app needs the access to your camera in order to pick colors.
Okay.
Your privacy is guaranteed. Got it. Button. Got it.
All right.
Allow Color Grab to take pictures and record video while using the app. Button.
So if you have Android 11 or higher, you may have this granularity of permissions. So you could choose, hey, allow it only while I'm using the app, or allow always or never. If you're using something earlier than these, you're probably just going to have either allow or don't allow. I think with Android 10, you also probably have a higher granularity compared to other versions of Android. So I'm going to just choose the one that says allow only while I'm using the app.
Icon. On the fly picking.
Here's what we got.
Icon. Tap everywhere on the screen to pick the color in the viewfinder.
Okay.
Got it. Button. Color Grab. Get Pro version.
I will now try to describe the layout of the app. So when we open up the app and go through all of those permissions and blah, blah, blahs, we are now in the main UI of the app. Let's now see what the layout is. I'm starting from the top left corner.
Blue. Color Grab.
So it tells you what color it is seeing. You could also hear those little beeps every time I move the phone because this is a real-time color detection. Now, going right from there, we have
Get Pro version.
There's a Get Pro version.
Pick colors from photos.
Can choose something from your photo.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Settings.
There's the settings, and the last item here is
More options. Button.
more options. Let's go to the settings.
Settings. Settings. Preview conversions and list.
When you open up the settings, it says preview conversions, and below that we've got the following.
Camera left cell. X. Camera left cell. Camera right cell. HSV/HSP. Camera right cell. Colors list item. HSV/HSP. Colors list item. Reference catalog. RAL Classic. Reference catalog. Interpretation language. English. Interpretation language.
You can go in here and change your language if English is not your language.
Advanced.
And then under advanced, let's see what we got.
Locking indication. Active. Locking indication. Indication beep volume. Normal. Indication beep volume.
So I think what this does is that if you click here, you could change how loud the volume could be. Let's take a look at that, shall we?
Indication beep volume. High and list.
So there's a high.
Normal. Checked. Normal.
And we have the normal one checked.
Low.
There's low.
Silent.
Silent.
Cancel. Button. Out of list.
And cancel. I tap on cancel.
Settings. Indication beep volume. Normal. White reference position. Left. Noise cancellation. Smart. Brightest display. Automatically adjust the display brightness to maximum. Checkbox. Not checked. Done.
And there's a done.
Color grab.
I am now back in the menu UI. Let's look at the more options, see if there's anything in here.
More options. Pop-up window. Rate the app and list.
In the more options, we have rate the app,
About. Calibration guide.
calibration guide,
Help.
help. That's the last one. I'm going to go back.
Press back again to exit. Color grab.
I am back in the main UI now, and now there are some tabs at the bottom. There are a couple tabs that I noticed at the bottom, and above each of those tabs on both sides of the phone are some vertically arranged buttons. Let's start from the bottom left and see what that tab is at the very bottom.
Real-time camera tab selected.
That's the one that is selected. That's why we're hearing the beeps and it's detecting the colors. Now, above that real-time camera,
Color samples tab. Real-time camera tab selected.
Now, above that real-time camera, just above that, we have the following, and I'm going upward from there.
Calibration mode button.
There's that calibration mode. Slide my finger up.
Decrease exposure level button.
Slide my finger up.
Increase exposure level button.
And increase. Those are the buttons that we have there on the left-hand side. Now, to the right edge of the phone at the bottom, we have the
color samples tab.
The color sample. So above that color samples, there are some vertical buttons. There are buttons that are arranged vertically above that. And here are the items that I'm talking about.
White balance mode button. Viewfinder size button. Flashlight state button. Camera switching button.
Those are the buttons that we have there. And that would be the layout of the color grab. You keep hearing those beeps. If I point it this way,
black color grab.
And let me move it to something else.
Gray.
So I'm just pointing it around in the room here. Now, if you want to purchase it, like I said earlier, near the top here, you could tap on where it says Get Pro. And I think that thing is like a little over $2. Let's take a look.
Get Pro version. Premium pack. Help us. Be pro. We apologize for including ads. Ads help us keep in color grab free and superb. Optionally, you can remove the ads for small and fair price.
Okay.
Unlimited. No ads forever. Enjoy the silence. Eligible for future premium features. No. Big thank you. Support color grab. $2.49. Purchase button.
And that's how you go about removing those ads. Like I said, it is very simplistic and you could try to get it if you want. It does have ads at the top. I probably will buy it just for giggles, and so I could write to them and make them implement a way of making it talk automatically to for those of us who are blind. So absolutely, I'm going to buy that, and so I could make this suggestion to the developer.
That's so great. I feel like it has a lot of features, like because it's only for colors. But what I would like to see in the future, because as far as I know, it doesn't exist. As a person who was blind since birth, I think that having an application that would tell you the color, because if I want to change, like if I want to choose some clothes, so having application that would tell you a color and what colors that would fit with that color, it would be such an amazing feature. I know it sometimes depends on like what the person thinks of, like if those colors would fit, but at the same time there are colors that can fit with each other like normally. So if there would be an application that supports that, I think that would be such a great idea.
I see where you're coming from, Miriam. So I think a woman should develop such an app, girls.
Absolutely.
I'm not kind of putting you guys down, but I think that because, so oftentimes, my wife would tell me something like, hey, why are you putting on this? I'm like, I don't care because, oh, well, they don't match. I say, I'm not about matching here, so I totally understand what you are saying. See, as a guy, I frankly don't care, but I know this means something to you girls, especially. And of course, we do have guys that care about matching their colors as well. So it's a good idea. Maybe we could find someone that could develop an app like that, especially for the blind. Maybe and call it Dresser or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. Miriam, maybe you should look into finding someone to create an app called Dresser.
Yeah, no, I'll think about that because it seems so intriguing. I have been thinking about that for a while. I've seen something similar before, like a couple years ago, but it was in a smart glasses that was like created back in 2016, I guess. And they had this feature, and I was like, okay, I wanted to get the glasses just for this feature, and then I haven't seen it afterwards at all. So,
Yeah, because the whole idea of basic color detection apps is just to let you know what color it is that you're pointing your camera at. And I think that's what a lot of blind people use it for. But your idea of an app, especially dedicated to matching, clothing, when you're wearing your clothing and all of that, especially for a blind person, I think that's a novel app that we don't necessarily have. And it would totally make sense that someone come up with something like that for blind people, so you know how to dress if you're into matching and all that fashion and all of that good stuff. And most especially for you gals, you need something like that, right, Austin? Do you and I, our knuckleheads, do we need something like that, Austin?
We need such thing for us. We really
yeah,
require such thing for us.
I know, right? Yeah.
So, Austin, you are into matching clothing?
No, I'm not into matching clothing. I just pick what I get and wear.
No, yeah, so so what I'm talking
Okay,
about, your knucklehead and my knucklehead, we don't necessarily care whether I'm wearing, gray with blue or, black with, of course, black is universal or whatever, white, those things are universal. But, you and I may not necessarily care whether I have, a brown shirt with yellow pants or something stupid like that, I just don't know. But I think that Miriam's idea is a great idea. I would love to see an app that is dedicated to dressing purposes, just so that blind people know what matches, what would go great with this color and what would not go great with this color. So, yeah, Miriam, maybe you and I will try to find someone to create such an app. I don't think there's anyone doing such
Yay!
a thing. Yeah.
I'm definitely willing to do that.
So, we will call it Dresser.
No, we could find a fancy name, but just sounds cool for now.
Something